This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that fart. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, geeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop. Oh, geeks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does whoop. Heat bursts and spikes. Let's talk about it, man. Alright, let's delve right into it. We got to talk about this hot pocket topic because it's very important. You guys have to understand airfield fighters and why airfield fighters always find themselves in polarizing situations. Airfield fighters, and i.e. the Floyd Mayweathers of the world, the Andre Wards of the world, the Earl Spence of the world, they always find themselves in precarious situations because of who they are in their identity, of who they are as men. Floyd Mayweather is a guy who does not apologize for anything. He is a guy that basically is everything that he is, the fiber of the being that he's supposed to be. This is a guy that got it from the mud. His father was a drug dealer, ex-variation. Mom was snorted and on substance abuse. When you have challenges like this, and to make it to the heights to where a Floyd Mayweather was able to make it to, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, It embodied, it basically exuberated, it ingratiated and elevated the fact of hard work and dedication, which is the pedigree that Floyd Mayweather prescribes to. There's a reason why he prescribes to hard work and dedication, because he knows that the pedigree, he knows that the affiliation behind the association and the verification and the certification of hard work and dedication has put him in the position that it's put him in. Because hard work and dedication has allowed him to hit the hard work and the dedication that has been his boxing career. Fight fans that have not gone through the hard work and dedication, that have not gone through these arduous feats, that have not gone through situations that this man has gone through, they will not understand the dichotomy. They will not understand the mindset. They will not understand the pedigree. They will not understand basically the ideologies of a Floyd Money Mayweather. It will go over their heads because of the fact of the type of fiber of being of individual that this guy has become. But Floyd Mayweather persevered. And every move that he made was a super chess move. And if you notice, every super chess move that this man has made, other fighters, other boxers, other combat sports enthusiasts of athletes that people prescribe to are copying this man's blueprint. This tells you that this guy is ahead of the thumb, ahead of the curve, ahead of the wave, ahead of the aisle of the damn situation. He is Sun Tzu, aka Art of War, 7 steps ahead of the game, 48 laws of power on that ass. And I'll talk about that another time, but to know that Tupac Shakur also studied Sun Tzu while he was in prison, dog. You see, there's levels, man, to this stuff, dog. There's gears. But anyways, that's really what it boils down to. Now we have to go even further. We have to push the thumb. We have to push the needle. We have to push the situation even further and ask ourselves these cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat telefashion questions. Let's go even further. Let's go even deeper. And let's talk about Andre Ward. Andre Ward is a guy who grew up in a biracial home. White father, black mother, and he has basically been excoriated. He has basically been what we would say vilified and criticized for the fact that he's biracial, for the fact that he has a white father, and the fact that he has a black mother. But once you have 1% of black in you, you are black nevertheless. Let me say it again. Once you have 1% of black in you, you are black nevertheless. This is how it works. Don't take my word for it. Go do your research in slavery time. They basically told you if you were 1% black, you were black. Andre Ward's naps on his hair, which is basically fine curls. That's what naps are, fine curls. They're not nappy in the sense that they are bad. They're just refined curls. Actually, it's the best curls to have on the fucking planet. We as black people have nappy hair. We have refined curls. That's what it is. The reason why it's napped up is because the hair is a ball of fucking curls. That's what nappy hair is. It's not ugly hair. That's why I laugh at black people that say, oh, I got native, I got this, I got that in my family line. I have this, I have that. Who gives a flying fuck? I have Italian in my family line. Do you see me sit there and push that by my last name? It's an Italian last name. Because at some point, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, who was Italian, that basically stayed and basically lived in Haiti and was there, ended up and did his thing with a Haitian woman, and hence the lineage has gone down and down and down and down. But this is the first time you guys ever hear me say this, because I had to do the research. I had to find out why my last name wasn't a Haitian last name. But do I sit there and say I'm Italian? No, I fucking don't. Because I don't give a flying fuck about that. You know what I say that I am? I say that I am Haitian. And I am proud to be fucking Haitian. You know why? Because when people see me, they see a black motherfucker. They don't see an Italian motherfucker. Let me say it again. When people see me, they see a black motherfucker. They don't see an Italian motherfucker. That's what I'm proud of being. Andre Ward, when you look at him, you see a black motherfucker. You don't see biracial. Andre Ward, in a lot of ways, has been more black than these black boxers, these black fighters, in the way that he's carried himself. The black queen that he's married with. His children, the way that he basically has this mindset of being a consummate professional. A guy that he would not let you mess with him. A guy that you have to respect. Andre Ward, the reason why I respect him is because although I may not agree with some of the decisions that he's made as of late, sometimes he does get company man bound, and you know he tries to follow a company man script, and I've excoriated him. I've basically gotten on him. I've ethered and murked him for it. But one thing that I can't take away is the fact that this man is every bit the embodiment of the man that he is, and he doesn't apologize for it. If you're gonna be who you are, be who the fuck you are, and don't apologize for that. And I have to respect that about Andre Ward. If I don't respect nothing else, Andre Ward has showcased to us that he is the embodiment of who he is. This is why he's an airfield fighter, an unofficial variation, because he hasn't apologized for the individual that he is. He just is the individual that he is. And that's what makes him special. Then we go to Spence, a guy that's been polarized from day fucking one, all because he's chasing greatness personification, which can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. This is what this man has chased, and because he's chased this, he's vilified for the fact that he's chasing the greatness personification that is enthused in him, that is endued in him, that is basically prescribed in his fiber of his fucking being. Did he ask for this? Did he wanted this? Or was this his quintessential fate? Spence, just like Floyd Mayweather prior to him, and just like Andre Ward prior to him, is guilty of chasing greatness personification. But what did we say about greatness personification? Greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. The reason why they hate these airfield fighters, these are my 3 favorite fighters, by the way, if you didn't understand and pay attention. And the reason for that is when you're rocking with the best, you don't settle for the rest. Let me say it again. When you're rocking with the best, you don't settle for the rest. These 3 are the best in their identity, in their association, in their affiliation, in their verification, in their certification, in the authorization of who they are, in the fiber of their beings, in the embodiment of the individuals that they have encompassed themselves to be, ingratiated and ingrained themselves to be. The embedded theology of who they are, what makes them tick. It's all the same. Meaning they're all tracing greatness personification, which can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. And all of their greatness personification tried to be hindered. But those motherfuckers couldn't be stopped. Then they try to blame Earl the True Spence, saying he had a fake eye injury. This is what's wrong with boxing. It has nothing to do with these fighters. When 3 doctors, this is bad when boxing fans have put themselves over doctors and have basically said, screw medical assessment, screw medical evaluation, screw medical opinion. We believe based on what we think, although we don't have a medical degree, although we didn't do the Hippocratic Oath, to sit there and tell you that this guy right here is faking the eye injury because he's ducking Manny Pacquiao, the same guy that got boxed up by your Dennis Ugas. Your Dennis Ugas made quick work of him. That tells you everything you need to know, that if he fought Mr. Tactical Aggression, Mr. Technical Punching Placement, Mr. Body Snatching Work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style, he would have got killed in the fucking ring. This is the weight. This is the anvil. This is the shoulder that era-filled fighters have to carry. And Andre Ward now has to deal with this with the cinnamon dust of a horchata of an Alvarez, who would never be able to tie his shoes, let alone fit his fucking shoes. Let me say it again. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me, motherfucking well. Cinnamon dust of a horchata of an Alvarez will never be able to tie Andre Ward's shoes, let alone put his shoes on, because he is not that type of individual that can be able to handle what this man has brought to the table. This is why the Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. And Terrence Bud Crawford, who we know is a Bud Crawford, cannot handle the Earl the True Spences of the world and what Earl the True Spence brings to the table. This is the anvil. This is heavy as the head that wears the crown. This is what true alpha extraordinaires governed by true alpha economics have to carry. The Godzilla editions, they have to carry the weight because it's lonely at the fucking top. But when it's all said and done, hard work, dedication, Andre S.O.G. Ward and his indomitable will, Earl the True Spence, the truth, they call him the truth because there's no lies in their damn fist. Although it's all their unique terminology, it all leads to one lineage. That's the alpha male lineage. It's the invitation to the alpha nation. It is the purging of the fact that these guys are not accepting mediocrity on any fucking level, compromising on any fucking level, paid to losing on any fucking level. And they're dictating their terms and they're going out the way that they are. That's why fight fans hate them. Because fight fans wanted to see their brains bashed in. We got to call a spade a spade. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it a buck and we got to keep it 1,000. This is what it boils down to. But just like Floyd Mayweather is continuing to do what Floyd Mayweather wants to do, just like Andre Ward is continuing to do what Andre Ward wants to do, having all their fucking faculties when it's all said and done and leaving the sport when they want to leave. It's what Earl the True Spence did with the eye. And they basically vilified him because he didn't have an Abner Maris moment. Look at Abner Maris. He can no longer fucking box. Earl the True Spence was smart enough to catch the bitch early. That's how you do it. That's the intelligence behind guys that are governing themselves, governing their own affairs, and not letting Rudy fucking Poo and Plum Plum brains, classic fucking dotes and troglodytes, ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetoric, boxing fans determine their fate. Because when it's all said and done, it's about them, their identity, their affiliation, their verification, and their certification of what makes them great. And their greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. That's what it boils down to. So the question you have to ask is, are you going to give these guys their just due and their credit as era-filled fighters? Alpha males would do this. Or are you just going to continue to beta male hate and troll and say, well, Floyd, Flomo, Andre Ward, he got beat up by drunk Kovalev. It sounds stupid. He crushed the fucking crusher. Cinnamon dust of a horchata of an Alvarez fought the crushed version, the crushed variation. Andre Ward took the man's soul. That's how great Andre Ward is. Y'all don't get it. Yeah, I'm speaking to a bunch of beta males that have beta male ears. Only alpha males can get this message. Earl the True Spence has mangled everybody at 147. Keith Thurman has ducked him. Danny Garcia is no longer the same fighter. Sean Porter is no longer the same fighter. Kell Brook is no longer the same fighter. Mikey Garcia is no longer the same fighter. Lamont Peterson is no longer the same fighter. Chris Van Heater is no longer the same fighter. Notice a trend with Earl the Truth Spence. When you fight this guy, you are no longer the same fighter. So it wasn't going to be no different with Manny fucking Pacquiao. He was going to get AARP retirement Pac-Man style. And although he knows everything didn't get the right person, he knows everything got the right prediction. Even when he knows everything is wrong, he is right. This is alpha male lineage. This is for alpha males that want to hear the alpha male message. When it's all said and done, these airfield fighters are what they are, airfield fighters. So because they are airfield fighters, they have to carry the airfield fighters cross. Because it is their burden to carry such. Because it's lonely at the fucking top. And most people won't understand what these guys have to do when it's affiliated and it's associated and it's verified and it's authorized when it comes to their boxing career. That's the cool part. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat two-tailor fashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.